Blog Talk Radio.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walking His Ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed. Let's go!
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Walking His Ways, Impact Voice. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcasting again live from my hometown, my city of Mobile, Alabama. It is the last month of 2019, and we're about to get ready to go into New Year 2020. It's been a fast year, of course, and I hope everybody's having a great morning. Give a big shout out to all the kings and queens in the earth as well. And most important thing, and it's the Most High woke you up for another day to excel into the things He has have for you. This is the time that we always want to get better as a people in our own individual lives. Whether you're single, you always want to be a better man or woman. Whether you're married, you always want to try to be a better husband or a better wife. Or your parents, always want to try to be the best parents you can be. In every area of your life, whether you're in business, whether you're an employee on a job, whatever you are in life, you always strive to be the best at what you do and be committed to excellence. So I hope everybody's having a great morning, of course. But I got a special young lady here on the broadcast this morning, Miss India R. Davis. She's an entrepreneur. She's a jack of all trades, of course. A woman is very determined, consistent in what she's doing. She has a calendar that's dropping for 2020. This calendar is very different. It's unique. Hoping that she's going to give more details on the calendar, what it's all about. And, we support what she's doing. So I'm about to go to pull my guest in this morning to chop it up with her live, of course. And I want to say, India, thank you and welcome to Impact Voice.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to be a part of the broadcast this morning. I know you're a busy woman, but I thank you. I appreciate you for taking time out. And like I said, we're just going to chop it up here this morning on the broadcast. I know that we came in contact social media-wise. You reached out to me about the project you have going on. And it's very interesting. It's very inspirational. It's impactful to impact other people's lives. And the title of this interview, of course, we know it's called Loving Self, and I know it's featured you in the interview. And loving self is very important, of course. But we've been able to keep the interview off. So for those who's getting to know you for the very first time, who is India R. Davis?
Okay, so I run a small business. I make natural skin and hair products. I develop over time these products and stuff that help me out with my sensitivities. With me having so sensitive skin to like different products inside the store, as growing up, I always had issues kind of trying to fit in. Like, you know how teenagers and everything, they kind of wanted to fit in. They want to use the trending item for that time. But instead, about midway in college, I started making my own products. And it started helping and healing my skin. Later on down the line, I started to develop a product that actually worked for me, gave it to friends and family, and it worked for them. Worked for a few friends that have psoriasis and eczema, so that was pretty cool. And it started growing. My beard product started to grow guys' beards out that was having patch issues. And they wanted to grow their beards out naturally, so it really helped with that as well. So I guess India is somebody who's kind of still developing and finding herself through this business world. But I'm self-loving, and I really care about the people that actually use my products as well.
And that's great. And like I said, you mentioned that you created this on your own, correct?
Oh, yeah, correct.
Oh, that's good. I mean, going back to the sources of, uh, going back to the source of how God created everything, and we know that He created things for us in the earth, and like going back to the source, that's cool that you did that. And like I said, and also you help other people, and that's all about what impact is all about, impact other people's lives. Um, growing up, how was your upbringing growing up?
Um, it was a little difficult, I guess, in a way. Um, I have a mother, but I kind of still went from home to home. My father was pretty much never in my life. So growing up, I saw and I dealt with situations that most kids shouldn't have. I'm just going to put it that way. But
Mm-hmm.
I think the stuff that and the trials and stuff that I went through in life really made me a woman that was kind of hard. Like I didn't want to take anything from anybody. I'm used to just doing everything by myself. I don't have any siblings. And then before I started my journey of self-love, I had to realize that you don't have to be this hard woman. You don't have to be a person that, kind of are aggressive to certain aspects. So I kind of, went through a certain time in my life that I had to kind of go through counseling and kind of set back because of the stuff that I went through growing up. But say that, just to say all that, you don't have to, the stuff that you went through in life doesn't have to reflect that who you are. So I'm a strong believer of that. So that's what, my upbringing was not ideal, I guess, but it was ideal for me to get to this situation to this goal that I reached to not too long ago, even making this calendar and helping other men and women get through certain situations in their life, because I have a lot of people that reach out to me too outside of the calendar, because I'm a bartender. So I have a lot of people who reach out to me and tell me their stories and things. And I get to say that the stuff that I went through as my childhood, kind of feeling alone and stuff like that really helped me out to become a kind of outgoing kind of person, but a person that kind of sit back and listens to a lot of people in their troubles and, just get them not advice, but get them situations or things that I would do. And it kind of been, helping them to get through the situation that they're getting through. So that's another reason why this whole calendar, came together.
And guys, and just being a helpful person, and just listening to you talk, and having an ear to hear to help other people, and just like you said, loving self. That's important. I've been hearing that word lately, loving self, and I think that everybody's going back to learn how to love themselves. Because a lot of times we lower our standards, we lower our values to be accepted, to be wanted, and we put our lives in danger. Um, and like I say, you a bartender, of course, and I know a lot of people, men and women, come and talk to you. 'Cause a lot of people going through a lot of things right now.
Yeah, but I think
Mentally,
that's
everything.
that's the gateway that I'm trying to create for people to go talk to somebody. It doesn't have to be your bartender. You can go through counseling. You can go to a therapist. You can talk to your doctor. You can talk to your best friend. But for you to even just open up and talk about something in your life, kind of release a lot of stress and a lot of tension off yourself. And I was the person kind of growing up that I never believed in telling people or telling anybody anything dealing with my life or my situations that I was in. And all that energy and all that stuff that you keep inside you, not telling anybody, it ends up reflecting your job or reflecting, your one-on-one connections with people. And because you got so much of that negative energy stored inside, instead of you kind of talking to somebody and kind of releasing it. So when you release it, you kind of feel a little bit more comfortable. You kind of a little bit more relaxed. You can get through your things that you have planned for the day. It's just releasing that energy really helps you out with a lot. And now, I'm not talking about releasing your energy with smoking or drinking or anything. Just sometimes simply just talking to somebody really helps you with your stress level and everything.
Yeah, that's true. And because God gave us 2 ears and one mouth, ears to listen, and we know the word says, "Quick to hear, slow to speak." And it also talks about confess your faults one to another. I mean, when you do that, it's always talking with someone. And a lot of times, you think it has to be a balance there. Because I know a lot of times in the world of social media, I can find something in you, next thing you know, it's plastered out on social media. Um, and you think dealing with that on a balance, like knowing you have somebody you can trust. Like if I can find something in you, it just stay between us. Nobody else don't need to know anything about it.
Correct. I
So we got
definitely
some
believe in
crazy
that.
people. Oh yeah, cause we got some crazy people out here, and if somebody can find something to you, and it should be words to the wise, those that's listening, those who may be struggling in that area, to grow up in that area, mature in that area. If somebody can find something in you, don't go and tell everybody about what you and that person talked about, because that shows a sign of immaturity, and that shows a sign that you're not trustworthy. So be mindful who you talk to. Somebody that's mature enough to handle it, and then if somebody else don't have an answer, then but talking is good, because it just lets you know in there that people's not alone when you talk to somebody. So I know a lot of times in our own life we feel alone, we feel isolated, and we feel like I can't talk to nobody. Um, and by you having that demeanor, it's like people automatically open up to you. You have that demeanor about you. People that talk to you, and that's an awesome thing. But we're about to get into the meat of everything, and I know you released a unique a calendar, not any calendar that for entertainment, but you released a calendar that could motivate, inspire people. Um, the Be Confident calendar. Explain to the listeners what the calendar is all about for those who's getting to know about it for the very first time.
Okay, so the purpose of this calendar was to showcase of about 11 different women who've been through different trials and tribulations of their life. And within those trials and tribulations of their life, they found out who they were, and they found out that they are the most important person. And they love themselves of how they are, how they look, whatever they're going through. And when I say trials and tribulation, some of these women has been through mental issues, had some domestic violence, would have a addiction, even some deal with mental abuse, insecurities, addiction. And out of all those situations, and more, these women has really loved themselves throughout their whole journey. So they took something that was a negative outlook on their life and made it into a positive. And they know that whatever they go through for their next chapter or their next journey, they will always love themselves more. So that's pretty much what the outlook of the calendar is, and it's made for people to kind of start opening up and talking about their situations, and it's also made for these women and stuff that's going through these situations that these women went through, to say, hey, okay, I'm going through this issue right now as well, but looking at this picture and reading their story and everything that's inside of there, I know I can get through this situation. I just have to keep my head up and find out who I am and love myself no matter what, so I can get out of this situation. And that's what the calendar's that's what it's all about. And then when you first open it, I have the purpose of it, and then I have a few hotlines and stuff that people can call if they want to talk to somebody. And then I have a few names and stuff, a few people like their best friend or a counselor or a teacher or their therapist that they can talk to try to relieve some of that energy and some of that stress off of them, so they can open up themselves and find out who they are and love themselves no matter what.
Okay, and with the calendar, is it as it's like women that you know personally in our city that's featured in the calendar?
Well, yeah. So I did a casting call, and I opened up a tab on social media, and I had a whole bunch of women. I had a few women, not a lot, but I have a lot more now. But I had a few women, give me their stories and a few pictures and stuff like that. But I did not pick a woman off their picture. I picked everybody their story and how they love themselves throughout the whole situation. So I did a casting call, and then the women, we kind of all met up through. I had a group on Facebook because I had one lady from Ohio, and I didn't even know she was from Ohio, but she messaged me from Ohio. Then I had another lady from Huntsville because I was just getting the women based off their story, nothing about how they looked or anything, because it wasn't based upon how a woman looked. It was based upon what a woman went through and how did she get herself out of that situation. And did a casting call, met up with the ladies, then I had a meeting. I did a Facebook chat with some, and then some was here in Mobile locally. So it's in Mobile and surrounding areas, or the Alabama area. It's just one lady was from Ohio. And then we went through the photo shoot. I paid for their photo shoot, paid for their makeup, paid for their hair, and, had some food and stuff there for them. And we did the photo shoot, and I sat down and designed the whole thing and put everybody's stories. I had a friend to go in and make sure my spelling and stuff was okay. And that was about it. I designed the whole thing by myself and everything.
Awesome. And the calendar, what can people go purchase the calendar from to support the movement that you got going on? Because that's very interesting and very exciting that you stepped out, did that, brought all these women together with their stories to inspire other people. So where can we get the calendar from?
They can get off my website, www.blendiabyindia.com, and I ship everywhere as long as you're inside the U.S.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I heard here, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, let's support one another, support each other, and in our different business ventures that we got going on. And my next question is, we got to get ready to go into a new year. So, what are your plans for the upcoming year?
Right now, I'm doing a few vendor events around Mobile and the Alabama area, Georgia. Trying to sell my products and stuff, sell my skincare line, and also get my message out about my calendars. Next year, I plan on getting me a storefront for the first time in Mobile, so let's keep all fingers crossed on that one. And just, continuing the message and everything that I'm putting out. I would like to do a men's calendar, but I don't think men would be as vulnerable as some of the women that was on there. Because if you read their stories, man, their stories are real, and real raw. And some of them really tell their story of survival in some really harsh ways. And I don't know if men will open up to the aspect. I would love to, because I know men go through just as much as women do. Me being a bartender, a lot of men, they kind of open up to me too. And, if they're having a bad day and then they kind of just need somebody to talk to, I definitely listen to them. I don't have any issues with that. And but I know a lot of men go through a lot of heartache and, they go through verbal abuse, mental abuse, from their job or, somebody that they're staying with or just feeling alone because the world won't accept them. The list goes on. So I would love to do a men's calendar, but it only depends on how much my sales and when I do a casting call, how they will open up. But that's really what I wanted to do. So I want to do a men's calendar and a women's calendar, so both people can have their aspects.
Yeah, and I know women, y'all open up about everything. Men, we just got so
and
much
men really
pride.
don't. Yeah, men really don't. They believe in kind of staying to themselves, or they've been telling that one or talk to that one homeboy that they've been, friends with for the past 20, 30 years. But I would love it, if they open up as much as women do. But like I said, I'm going to try to do the casting call, and when I do the casting call, we kind of going to see what the best option would be.
Yeah. And I know it's gonna work out. Like I said, I know men like we are like one word is like you can ask me how my day going, and I could say it was good, but
And it
your
wasn't.
demeanor was it was because you really want to know the whole entire day, like what I do when I got to work, what happened at work, what happened towards the end of work. We'll just say it was good, but y'all want to know the whole picture of what happened. Y'all want to know the whole entire day. And I know men, we just got a little pride about ourselves because we're afraid to open up. Because growing up, growing up, you always taught that, boys ain't supposed to cry, all this different cliches that we was programmed to
Yeah.
think. So we got off those programs, so now it's hard for a man to open up. If they feel like a man open up, well, he must be gay or something like that. But that's how we've been programmed. But I believe we're breaking that cycle because it's nothing wrong with crying. It's nothing wrong with talking about what you're going through because we're strong, but we're not that strong where we have to hold everything in. A lot of men go through breakups, in between jobs. There's so much stuff that men go through, and we should be able to open up to y'all women, especially if you're involved with a woman, whatever the case may be. Obey to talk about different things, what you've been through, what you're going through. And make the world a better place once we open ourselves up. But we get in there. Just be patient with us.
It's getting there. It's getting better. It's just it's just gonna take some time. But it took. I'm not gonna lie, it took because some of the women was afraid to open up. When I was doing my calendar, and because some of them have scars and all of that, and they was afraid to show some of their scars and what they've been through and everything like that. And I was like, guys, don't be afraid because your scars are not a symbol of where you've been through. It's a symbol of where you come from to be greater than what you are from the past. And when I told them some stuff like that, they kind of opened up a little bit more. And gosh, I'm like seeing their pictures and stuff on Facebook. Like they're like smiling and they're enjoying themselves. And every time, every now and then they'll call me to ask me how was my day. And I said, wow, like I really, something as I thought it was a simple project was more of an eye opener for me because I actually really help these women look at themselves in a whole different way. And that's the kind of message I want to go about, for everybody. I want them to look in the mirror and look at themselves a whole different way, and that's for both men and women.
Yeah, and but also we got some gifted men and women here. As you being a gifted woman here in our city doing great things. People, put down Mobile, but Mobile got some very powerful people, and you're part of that group of powerful people because you're reaching out. Not only you serving other people in our community, not just in our community, but across the U.S., United States. So keep doing what you're doing, India, because you're a very motivational woman and doing the things you do.
Thank you.
And my next question is, who is the inspirational person you look up to?
So one of kind of look up to two. One of these ladies is my grandmother. She passed away in 2004, but I always looked up to her because she, how you have. Well, I stayed in. I kind of lived in Orange Grove Projects for a while, and then I moved to DIP, and everybody in those areas have one lady that they call mama. Everybody have one lady they call mama. If they have some trouble, they go talk to her. If they need help with anything, they go talk to her. And I've seen people, I've seen people that my grandmother has changed their lives because they talked to her, or she gave them some help when they need to get help. They stayed the night, and for a woman to kind of be so vulnerable and so open to that aspect, I kind of looked up at her because I thought it was I looked at it as power. She had control of her household and all her kids and everything of that nature, but she was vulnerable and not kind of stubborn enough to actually help and change people that's around her. So that kind of she opened up her arms, as long as you treated her right, of course. But she opened up her arms in a way that I've never seen. And then outside of that, my Aunt Yvonne, I kind of look up to her too, because even though she goes through the things she goes through, she's kind of like my grandma. She opened up her arms to try to help anybody she wants to help, as long as you do her right. And she's so kind and she's so sweet, but she's so strong. She's taking care of everybody in the family, from when my grandmother got sick, and then my other aunt, and then she took care of me when I kind of didn't have nowhere to go. So those, I look up, and she cooks. I don't know how she balanced all this stuff. Go to work, and I really don't understand how they both balance all this stuff. But I kind of look up to them too. It's wow, if they can balance everything and have such a positive attitude about everything and stuff around them, no matter what's going on, they didn't look at life for themselves. They look at life to help other people and stuff that was around them, and that's what I kind of want to do,
Okay. And like I say, because you got your head on point, your mindset, and I respect that to the highest, and then you determine. That's good. And my last question. In the Bible, it talks about a good name. A good name is better than riches. We know a good name takes us a long way in life. And I ask to my guests all the time, what do you want your legacy to be after it's all said and done?
Gosh, that's a good one. I kind of just, I want people, when they think of my name, I want them to think of it as a person they had a good time with, a person that, always gave them the positive energy, always listened to them when they needed somebody to listen to them, and a person that was there when they need them, as in not like a financial type situation, but as in just somebody that's there when they need them, as somebody to talk to, or just to be there for parties or something like that if they need me there. And then I kind of I just want to be like my grandma, somebody that's always there for somebody that needs them, somebody that's strong, that can deal with different situations and not letting it look up on their face with flaws, because you got people that's kind of looking at you in a positive way. And another thing I would love for everybody to kind of just open up with their emotions. You don't have to talk to everybody. Please don't put it on social media. But have somebody, because some people see that and they run with it. But to have somebody to talk to really helps you out with your mental state. And if you can control your mental state, you can control everything else around your life.
Awesome. And at the end of the day, it's all about having that self-discipline. When you say control, that's important, having that self-discipline. I know we're about to get ready to get off the airways. I know you was up since last night, correct? I know you worked last night, so. Oh
yeah,
I know you
go to 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm okay though. I'm up. I'm used to this life.
Well, I do think today's time to be scared to be part of Impact Voice this morning. But before we ready to get off the airways this morning, do you have any final remarks for the listening audience this morning? Any word of inspiration?
Only thing I would say is people who've been supporting me, I thank y'all for all the support that y'all have given me and my business over the past couple of years. And if you haven't, I really strongly suggest you guys purchase the calendars. Outside of, the beautiful women and their awesome stories, I also showcase a small business per month inside of the calendar. People here locally in Mobile and Georgia area. And then I also have discount codes for a bunch of my products at the bottom of the thing for the whole month. So I make an all-natural body butter, body scrub. I make shower steamers, bath bombs, beard oil, hair growth cream, anything you can think of. All that stuff will be like 10 to 20% off discounts and stuff with a discount code for the entire month. So yeah, it's not your average calendar. It has a lot going on, but I really wanted to showcase small business around Mobile and surrounding areas to actually give these people some knowledge about what they do and everything to help their business grow as well.
Awesome. And once again, it's all about helping each other and looking out for each other and supporting one another. And India, I do thank you again for taking time out of the busy schedule. For being part of Impact Wars. And like I said, you're welcome to be a guest on Impact Wars anytime you want to, of course. And also talk about other things you got going on, other business things that you're doing. And like I said, I support you. Keep doing what you're doing. I thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And we're about to get ready to get off the airways this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's a lot of for those who love football, it's a lot of bowl games going on this today. It probably rain all day today, so if it do, still get some hot wings, whatever you want to do. Watch the football games today, of course. And once again, man, y'all be about your business, be about your purpose, be about your giftings. Remember, God gave everybody a gift. Utilize your gift. Your gift will make room for you and bring you for great men. So the gift that's on the inside of you, open that gift up. Whatever that gift may be, open that gift up, and it's going to be a blessing to other people. We are destined for great things, ladies and gentlemen. Don't settle for less. Don't give up. Don't quit. Your breaking point is coming. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay consistent. Stay grinding. Stay focused. Educate yourself. Buy books. I love reading books. Always buy books. Always keep your mind alert inside your brain. Hit the gym. Change your diet. The stuff that I'm doing myself. But be inspirational. You have you heard a very inspirational woman, India. She's very inspirational. She's doing great things, and says she's helping other people, and that's a blessed thing. That is not about her, but she's being a service to other people in their lives, and that's how we're supposed to be. But we're ready to get off the airwaves, and I'm going to be back here next week. I think maybe next Friday I may be back on the airways. I'm not for sure. I have to look at the schedule again. But this is the last broadcast for 2019 until we get ready to go into 2020. Till then, you have a great, awesome Saturday. Love somebody. Support everybody. And I'll see you next week here on Impact Voice. Peace.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walking his way, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr.